Episode 195. Not long after the message about Hang Yanru's equipment swap went out, Tang Ru sent a message to Ye Xiu.
Got the gear.
Good. Just one more piece for the full set.
It definitely performs better than regular gear.
Tang Ru said. Just from that statement, it was clear that Tang Ru's current gaming skill was far from ordinary. For many average players, they often wouldn't even notice the subtle differences between pieces of equipment.
That's for sure. For a level 30 set, you could just keep wearing it all the way to level 40.
Tang Ru acknowledged, but didn't reply. A short while later, she got up to stretch and refill her teacup, making her usual circuit past the front desk. But with that glance, Tang Ru got a fright. What was this furry thing leaning against Ye Xiu? Tang Ru looked utterly astonished, while Ye Xiu could only stare back at her with a weary sigh.
Who is this?
Tang Ru finally realized this was a person, as ElevenLabs voice ID for the Ye Xiu used her favorite nickname, Momo.
He was just playing here. Yeah,
Go sleep upstairs.
you can sleep in my room. You know, it's fine. This is okay. Don't catch a chill. If it were Chen Guo,
If it were Chen Guo, she'd have dragged the girl up to sleep upstairs by now. But Tang Ru was different. She didn't press the issue. After saying this, she simply picked up her teacup and returned to her seat.
yeah, Mumio, or whatever. It sounds so gross coming from your mouth.
So Mu Cheng murmured with her eyes closed, as if talking in her sleep.
Yeah, I almost threw up my noodles too. The instant noodles are still in my stomach.
I had a bowl earlier tonight, too.
Really?
What flavor?
Braised beef.
Is the chef good at making instant noodles? Good,
Just as good as yours.
good.
So Mu Cheng fell silent again.
So, when are you planning to head back?
After a long moment, Ye Xi,
When do you get off work?
7 o'clock.
Me too. All right.
It's a bit chilly, so Mu Cheng said, shivering slightly.
Oh, of course. Is this whole outfit just a disguise?
Ye Xiu finished speaking, took his own jacket, and draped it over some Mu Cheng's shoulders.
Where were we in the show? I think I forgot.
It's not your fault! This movie is terrible.
You're looking down on Yingxius? Taste again.
I remember every opponent's weakness perfectly.
That night, Yi Xiu didn't engage in any intense activities himself, but in the tent server, many were anything but calm because of him. The reason, of course, was the dungeon record. The dungeon record for Glazed Lands has finally been broken. Lord Grimm has once again proven his absolute mastery over records. The name of Moonlight Guild, which had recently become so nauseating that major guilds felt sick just hearing it, had finally been plastered at the top of the Glazed Lands leaderboard. What's more, the members of Moonlight Guild were anything but humble. Guild leader's character profoundly shapes the entire guild's culture. That brash, overconfident attitude of his after witnessing Lord Grimm's team's masterful coordination. He finally reined it in. But after securing the dungeon record and feeling he'd perfectly executed his role in the team's coordination, he couldn't help but see himself as a full-fledged member of the elite squad. The arrogance he'd just managed to suppress erupted in full force. The members of Moonlight Guild weren't just chatting in their own channel. They'd taken their boasting to the world chat. Their sheer, unadulterated show-off energy was enough to make anyone green with envy. The guild leaders were grinding their teeth in fury. Do you really need to act so smug about a record you had to hire someone else to get? Many players took to the World Channel to mock Moonlit Wheel Guild, but their counterattack was sharp. They pointed to the examples of Blue Brook Pavilion and Tyrannical Ambition. They argued that if even such top-tier guilds had done the same, what did they have to be ashamed of? Blue River and Cold Night, the ones who'd been caught in the crossfire, were utterly miserable. Yet they had nothing to say. because everything the Moonlight Guild had said was true. Even those guilds that hadn't yet hired Lord Grimm found it awkward to use this as a point to lecture Moonlit Frost now. Hiring Lord Grimm for dungeon runs had always been on their agenda. To mock Moonlit Wheel Guild now only to turn around and hire him themselves someday. That would be slapping their own faces. But with this public spat, the whole server now knows Lord Grimm's records are farmed out. That makes the glory of any record he sets feel pretty hollow. First, countless players looked down on Moonlit Wheel Guild. Then, Moonlit Wheel dragged Blue Brook Pavilion and Tyrannical Ambition into it, so those two guilds got collectively scorned as well.
It's a new server full of rookies. Newborn calves aren't afraid of tigers.
Besides, they're only tough in the game. What's there to be scared of? The whole point of gaming is to have fun. No one spends money just to be miserable in a virtual world. So there were plenty of people who said whatever they wanted. What's so special about Blue Brook Guild? Or Tyrannical Ambition? They got roasted all the same. The more members they had, the bolder everyone felt. Before anyone realized it, Blue Brook Guild and Tyrannical Ambition had become second-rate guilds, just like Moonlit Wheel. They were trash guilds that couldn't set records without hiring ringers. Yet the second placeholder on the Glazed Lands record board was still Blue Brook Guild, the pure, untainted Blue Brook Guild. This fact had been completely overlooked by the players. This turn of events caught both Lan He and Ye Duhan Chan completely off guard. The old saying came to both their minds, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. Could it be that their two guilds, having approached Lord Grimm's guild first, would be utterly disgraced because of this? This might sound alarmist, but the world was now full of voices condemning account boosting, and the constant naming and shaming of the three guilds had these two on edge. Finally, a message from Nighttide Cold Talk arrived for Blue River. Hey, wait a minute. This doesn't seem right.
It's all because of that idiot from Moonlit Wheel.
Lan River was furious. If it weren't for this guy, with his whole guild running their mouths on the World Channel, how could they have drawn so much hate? And if it weren't for all that hate, how could our two top guilds have gotten caught in the crossfire? For guilds like theirs, reputation is everything. Now, to be lumped in with a second-rate guild and branded as weak, this is a devastating blow.
But at this point, even wiping out Moonlit Wheel Guild wouldn't solve the problem. The only way to forcefully counter this kind of talk was one thing.
The only way to shut everyone up is to set a new record. But that's easier said than done. Lord Grimm, the record king, stood before them like an insurmountable mountain. They couldn't climb over it, and now they couldn't even pull him down. People were just saying, you always get Lord Grimm to carry you through dungeons that you've got no real skill. And now you're asking him to set another new record. This brain-dead idea of fighting poison with poison, that's just too unconventional.